What is going on, Jaguars fans? Welcome back into the Fan Cave. We have a big week ahead of us. We are going out to the Pacific Northwest to face the Seattle Seahawks in a Week 8 matchup. This is going to be a big one for the Jaguars. This is going to be the time where they actually turn the tide, string together two wins, or are the Seahawks going to right their woes with Geno Smith against the Jaguars like so many are expecting them to do? I don't know all the answers for the Seattle Seahawks, but I know someone who does. For someone who does. His name is Brad Buckingham. He's the host of the Northwest Territory Sports Show on IE Sports Radio. Bringing him on to have him give us some insight on the Jacksonville Jaguars Seahawks matchup. What's going on, Brad?
Hey, John. Thanks. I really appreciate you having me on. Can't wait to talk about the Seahawks, make you learn a little thing or two about what it's like being a Seahawk fan and what to expect this upcoming Sunday against Jacksonville.
So now you talked about a lot of the bigger players that the Seahawks have. Who do you think is a more of an under the radar kind of player that a lot of people, especially in Jacksonville, don't know of that's going to have an impact on Sunday?
Okay, underrated. There is a defensive lineman we really like here. His name's Puna Ford.
Hmm.
Now, I don't know if you heard of Jaron Reed, who was a Seahawk for a few years, drafted him in the second round out of Alabama. He was a big defensive lineman right up in the nose front of it, and he had good pass rush ability. That is something Puna Ford doesn't have, but what Puna can do is just block the gaps on the offensive line side. He's a run stopper. He will not give you an inch when he is in the trenches. So he's one of the guys we really like here. And cornerbacks, we really like DJ Reed. He's not your typical Pete Carroll guy. He's not long and lengthy. He's on the shorter side, but he plays aggressive, very aggressive. And he came off of a sloppy seconds from the 49ers, and we picked him right up. And he's been a phenomenal starter for the Seattle secondary.
Awesome. Those are two big players that I'm gonna have to keep an eye on because I'm gonna be at the game in Seattle, so I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna
Oh man, you're gonna enjoy it. Believe me, brother, you will love it. Seahawk fans are loud. You will
Mhm.
not be able to hear post game at all, man.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. So, we talked about you kind of hit on how big of a drop off it's going to be from Russell to Geno. I think one of the bigger underlying stories going into this is the fact that Chris Carson is still dealing with his neck injury.
Mhm.
How big of a drop off talent wise is it from Chris Carson to Alex Collins?
Well, there definitely is a talent drop off there. There are two different style of running backs. Chris Carson, he wants the contact. He will take that first contact and drive you a couple more yards, and he will carry you along. He is a bully when he has the ball in the backfield. Unlike Alex Collins, he is a one cut back. He needs a gap on the offensive side. He's a little quicker. He's a little bit better speed wise. Right when he gets the carry, he just rushes through the gap. That is Alex Collins' strength. They are two different types of running backs, but Alex Collins has done the job. He's been 1,000 yard rusher before when he was with Baltimore, and you can see he's very capable of doing so. He just needs the right lane in the offensive side.
Yeah. Hopefully, because there was a big investment from the Jaguars into their run defense this year. Hopefully, we don't see him, or I'm hoping at least to not see him get a lot of those big gains and not look like that 1,000 yard rusher that you were talking about. Hopefully, he's looking like just a run of the mill, mediocre running back that's filling in. But fans will be fans,
Right.
and so a lot of talk's been about Trevor Lawrence and his development so far coming into this season. His first three games were miserably bad. People were calling him the bust of the century. And these past three games, they've been praising his development.
Mhm.
Would you say it's better for this Jaguars offense to try to lean on the run game and not go after the Seahawks secondary, or actually attack the Seahawks secondary?
Well, if I was Urban Meyer, I want to use every ability Trevor Lawrence has. He is a very capable quarterback. I mean, he was praised as the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck or John Elway. He is
Mhm.
that talented. So it is a big learning curve going from college to NFL, though. We all know this. But if I was Urban Meyer, I want to make sure I'm using every strength Trevor Lawrence has. He can run with the ball when all the options are gone. He's got that ability. So I think Trevor Lawrence can go off if he's able to be a dual threat type quarterback for sure. And we saw that in Clemson time and time again. That sunshine hair, man, it's awesome.
Man, he has been something spectacular, and he's been without a doubt a sore for sight eye or a sight for sore eyes, excuse me,
Mhm.
in Jacksonville after we have just gone through the ringer
Hey,
of
go
bad
Browns.
bad quarterbacks.
I
But
know.
keeping it on the Jaguars for a second, what is a who stands out on this Jaguars squad that the Seahawks really do need to game plan for, and that they should be looking out for?
Hmm. It's a very good question. I'm not so familiar with a lot of Jaguar players, but is DJ Chark
He
still
is
play?
injured. He is
He's
actually.
injured?
Yep.
That's the guy that I would really worry about right now.
Hmm.
He is an explosive wide receiver. I love that guy's game. Um, yeah, James Robinson, your guys' is running back. Not a lot of people know about him. Very under the rated, very underrated running back.
Hmm.
Um, he's very talented. So, I think he might be very sneaky against the Seahawks defense. You never know. A lot of people don't know about him. I know Urban's probably going to use him. So, yeah, I would just look out for James Robinson.
Hey, absolutely. You're not going to hear any complaints out of me. He's definitely performing at an incredible level right now.
Yeah.
So I want to go ahead and wrap things up with you right here. Let's go ahead and get a score prediction for you on Sunday.
Ooh, it is not going to be high scoring. That is for sure. I think the over under is around like 40.
Oof.
So I am going to go 17-14
Hmm.
Seattle.
Got you.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd expect nothing less out of you.
Yeah. It's going to be ugly without a doubt, but it's not going to be a gimme either for the Seahawks, and it's not
Hmm.
going to be a gimme for Jaguars, for the Jacksonville either. It can go either way, and I feel that in my bones.
Hmm. It's definitely going to be one of the more nerve-wracking games that I've ever been to. I've
Oh,
been
for
to a
sure.
couple other stadiums. I've been
Mhm.
to Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Lucas Oil in
Mhm.
Indianapolis, and those were
Yep.
both just kind of like okay, I'm going to see the Jaguars play. I'm not expecting them to win. This is actually a game where I feel
Mhm.
like they have a chance at winning, but I'm not going
Mhm.
in expecting a big win from the Jaguars at all. But once again, Brad, I wanted to thank you for coming on. Once again, you can check him out on the Northwest Territory Sports Show on IE Sports Radio. They do a thing on YouTube. I believe you're on SoundCloud as well.
So I think SoundCloud. My shows do come up about an hour later on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I do my shows live every Sunday from 12 to 1 Pacific time. I was not. I was moving last week, so I didn't do a show. But
Hmm.
hopefully, I can get all my equipment up this weekend, so I can be back on air. But we do it live on Spreaker.com. You can go on there, have a chat with me, argue with me. I love it. It's a show for the fans, by the fans.
Hmm.
That's what it's all about. So you can check that show on Spreaker every Sunday afternoon from 12 to 1 Pacific. And follow me on Twitter. My personal's at Bearded Emerald. And the show's Twitter is spelled NWT Sports IE. That is the show's Twitter, which I try to go on there every now and then and give updates on what's going on in Seattle sports.
Hey, absolutely. I know there's a huge conglomerate of Jaguars fans that are massive hockey fans that have actually kind of adopted the Kraken
Oh,
as their new love. So
yeah.
they're gonna
Crackheads,
definitely
man.
they're
They've
gonna
been
love to
there.
check that out.
Yeah. Kraken's been fun to watch, man. Seattle is hockey town. I'll tell you that. We
Mhm.
are loving the Seattle Kraken, and especially me, love it.
Awesome. Well, once again, thank you for coming on. I'm going to put all the links down for your shows and everything like that for your Twitter handles, all down in the description below so they can go check those out. Thank you again for coming on. And as always, stay safe and go Jaguars.
All right. Thanks, John. Go Hawks.